And I think when you do things like podcasts and Instagram,
And I think when you do things like podcasts and Instagram,
it's more public. You do have this kind of hat that you wear, and
you do have this kind of hat that you wear. This kind of hat that you wear.
it's kind of like performing, you know?
It's kind of like performing, you know? Performing. It's kind of like performing, you know? It's kind of like performing, you know?
It's like you're having to put on, I wouldn't say a show, but
it's like you're having to put on, I would say, a show.
still think it's part of your personality, but it's just
I still think it's part of your personality, but
a different part that you use for that
it's just a different part that you use for that
thing, whatever
thing, whatever
it may be. But Andrew,
it may be. But Andrew,
I wanted to ask you, what part of your personality do you like the best? I know you said you did.
I wanted to ask you, what part of your personality do you like the best?
Like, agree with the profile. You're like, that's not.
You said you didn't like agree with the profile.
Me? I don't do that.
That's not me. I don't do that.
But after reading it, what part?
Okay. Reading it.
What do you like best about that profile that you have, or the personality that you have?
What part do you like best? What part do you like best? About the profile you have with the personality that you have.
Well, I got some interesting results that came up with the personality test.
Well, I got some interesting results that came up with the personality test.
An overall analysis of my personality.
It gave me an overall analysis of my personality. Overall analysis. analysis인데 overall analysis of my personality.
Now, of course, this wasn't a scientific test. I
Of course, this wasn't a scientific test. 테스트는 아닌데.
didn't meet with trained psychologists or anything. This was
I didn't meet with trained psychologist or anything. I didn't meet with. 아무도 봤다? 아무도 만나다. 만난 적은 없다. I didn't meet with a trained psychologist. Trained. 만난 적이. Psychologist. Ranting.
just like one of those things that you do on the internet in 10 minutes, just
This was just like one of those things that you do on the internet in 10 minutes.
answering some basic questions. So
Just answering some basic questions. So
I'm not going to say that my test results are in any way scientific, but
I'm not going to say that my test results are in any way scientific. 과학적인 거라고요?
I do think that they describe me to an extent.
I think that they describe me to an extent. Extent. 어느 정도까지? To an extent. 그런 뜻인가? 어느 정도는 이런 뜻이구나. extent 정도. 정도라는 뜻이 있었구나. extent가 정도라는 뜻이 있었어. 크기랑 저쪽 그치?
And some things that I liked about it was that
Some things that I liked about it was that
I got 0% on
I got 0% on the
the psychopathy result, which
I got 0% on the psychopathy result. psychopathy 정신병 psychopathy
was reassuring. You know, sometimes I feel like maybe I didn't meet with trained psychologists or anything. This was just like one of those things that you do on the internet in 10 minutes, just answering some basic questions. So I'm not going to say that my test results are in any way scientific, but I do think that they describe me to an extent. And some things that I liked about it was that I got 0% on the psychopathy result, which
psychopathy psychopathy disorder. Which
was reassuring.
reassure 안심시키다 reassuring reassuring 안심시키는 불안감을 없애주다. You know,
sometimes I feel like maybe I have my emotions.
Sometimes I feel like maybe I have my emotions
Buried too deep inside.
too deep inside. I feel like maybe I have my emotions 감정을 buried too deep inside. Buried too deep inside, and
sometimes maybe I'm not as caring as I could be, and
sometimes maybe I'm not as caring as I could be. 살피나? 그만큼 비교를 받지 못하는 것 같다. 무슨 말이지? And not as empathetic.
Not as empathetic as I could be.
Empathetic. 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 공감하는? 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 받는?
However, I guess as I get older,
As I get older, as I get older, as I get older, 나이가 들면서 as I get older, 나이가 들면서
getting a little softer, to be honest.
I'm getting a little softer. 유해지고 softer. I'm getting a little softer, to be honest.
But to see 0% error, that would.
But to see 0% there,
it's just nice. One
that was just nice.
thing that I didn't like about my results.
One thing that I didn't like about my results was
it said that I am statistically prone.
It said that I'm statistically prone. Statistically. 통계상으로? statistically 이게 statistically prone 뭐하기 쉬워? To stress higher than general population. 이거 투랑 세트로 읽나? 그러네. 투랑 세트구나. 스트레스 받기 쉬운 그런 뜻이고 statistically prone to stress. To do something. 모든 상관없는 것도.
To stress. 87% higher than the
87% higher
general population.
Higher than the general population. 일반인 그러네. 또는 일반인 general population general population.
Wow.
So that is not great.
So that is not great. 그거는 별로 안 좋고.
Also, more prone to mental illness and
I'm also more prone to mental illness. More prone to mental illness. mental illness. 쉽다. mental illness. 정신질환. 정신병. mental
eroticism.
Neuroticism.
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 Neuroticism. Neuroticism.
Neuroticism. Neuroticism. Neuroticism. 신경질적인 성질, 성격, 경향. neurotic 신경증에 걸린 신경질적인 이런 뜻이고 신경증 환자 neurotic neuroticism.
So that's not great.
그건 별로였어. That's not great. 그래서 that's not great. 그건 별로였어. That's not great. That is not great. 별로였어.
Not the best. No, I think of better things.
Not the best. Not the best. Not the best. No, I can think of better things. 그런 것도 있는데 최고는 아니지만 the best. 최고는 아니지만 not the best.
Not the best. 87% higher chance than
87% higher chance than
the general population.
higher chance. 가능성이 그렇게 높다. 일반인보다 general population. 일반인보다.
But it did say that I'm 89% 89% more organized.
It did say that I am 89% more organized. Organized. Organized than most people
Who do this.
than most people who did this. 계획적인.
I don't know if that is true.
I don't know if that is true. 뭔지는 잘 모르겠는데.
Or not, but I guess
True or not? If I don't know if that is true or not. I don't know if that is true or not, but guess I
like organization and
organization. I like organization. 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 Organization.
like routine or prone to mental illness and neuroticism. So that's
Neuroticism.
not great.
Not the best. No, I think of better things.
not the best. 87% higher chance than the general population, but it did say that I'm 89% more organized than most people who do this. I don't know if that is true or not, but I guess I like organization and I like
organization. 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 Or organized. 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 Organization. Organization.
routine and I like
routine.
habits and I like
habits.
schedules.
I like schedules.
So whether I actually live by them or not,
Whether I actually live by them or not, 그렇게 살든 아니든 live by.
I'm not sure, but I do enjoy that, and that came out in my results as well.
리조트 하죠. 그렇게 살든 아니든 그렇게 살든 아니든 whether I actually 실제로 그렇게 살든 아니든 live by them or not whether or not not sure but I do enjoy that and that came out in my result come out in 나다 드러나다 표현하다 결과가 나오다 그런 결과가 나오던 겁니다.
It also said that I'm very competitive.
Competitive. It also said that I'm very competitive. Competitive. It also said that I'm very competitive. 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 경쟁심이 강한 경쟁을 하는 I'm very competitive. 난 좀 경쟁심이 있다. 경쟁심이 있는 이 낫겠다. Competitive, which I
agree with.
Agree
Maybe not
with.
competitive in a very direct sense, like
maybe not competitive. Competitive in very direct sense. In a very direct sense. 직접적으로 in a direct sense. 그치? 그냥 매우 직접적으로 in a very direct sense. 직접적인 방송은 의미? 직접적인 의미에서 직접적인 의미에서 maybe not competitive in a very direct sense. 직접적인 의미에서 그런 건 아닌데
in life, I guess, or my career.
My career. Guess, or in my career.
I'm not super competitive, but
I'm not super competitive. 그렇게 감정적이진 않아. I'm not super competitive. I'm not super competitive,
if I'm playing a game with somebody,
but I'm playing a game with somebody,
or I'm playing sports with somebody, or
I'm playing sports with somebody, or
watching sports,
I'm watching sports.
I feel very competitive in
I feel very competitive.
that kind of situation.
In that kind of situation. 그런 상황에서. Competitive. Competitive in that kind of situation. In that kind of situation. 그런 상황에서.
So I totally agree with that as well.
I totally agree with that as well. 그것도 고전적으로 동감해.
Interesting. So I wonder where the stress and the thing comes from. Because I'm
I wonder where the stress and the thing comes from.
looking at the profile here. I'm like, why are you
So I'm looking at the profile here. I'm like,
so prone to stress?
I'm like, why are you so prone to stress? Prone to me?
Maybe it's paying attention to details.
Maybe it's paying attention to details. Pay attention to. 집중하다. 주목하다. 신경 쓰다. 신경 쓰고 주목하다. 조심하다. 관심을 두다. 주의하다. 하기 때문일까? Are you
Maybe are you a perfectionist, for example?
Are you a perfectionist, for example? Perfectionist. For example, perfectionist. Perfectionist, for example, perfectionist. 그래. 완벽주의자 그런 건가?
I'm not exactly sure.
잘은 모르겠는데 I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure. 잘은 모르겠는데 잘 모르겠는데. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure. 정확히는 모르겠는데.
Now, the test that I did,
The test that I did
Anna, was one that I can share with our audience. I'll put the
was one that I can share with our audience.
link in the episode description.
I will put the link in the episode description. 설명란에 넣어놓을게.
It was an MBTI finder to find what type you are, but
It was an MBTI finder. Finder였어. 발견자? 탐지기? 검색기? Define what types you are.
also had some other questions related to different types of
It also had some other questions related to different types of
psychological tests.
psychological tests. Psychological. Test. Psychological test. Built-in as well. 같이 있네.
Built in as well. So I think maybe that was part of some questions that were outside of the MBTI.
뭐에서 벗어난 거구나. MBTI에서 벗어난 질문이고,
which gave me that result. I'm
which gave me that result.
thinking.
I am thinking.